There you go, Lefty Travelers Championship in Connecticut. This was the course that my man Jamie just let me know that Jim Furyk shot a 58 on. And guess what? As we bring in the Nobleman, look at this. We've got high-speed internet, and we also have Seal on the phone. So we'll get rid of Seal for a minute here. Jamie, you always look great. You always sound great, but now it's like you're a whole new British citizen. And by the way, did I not tell you, as we welcome everyone into the SportSedge, by the way, powered by Inspin.com, and Inspin.com's great network of handicappers, did I not tell you to not give up on bloody old England? They're the second favorite to win the Euros. I backed them at like 10-1. They are going to get it done for you. I know that it's like being a Detroit Lions fan. We always think that things are going to get better, and they never do. I know it's the same thing with England, but are you not believing in your boys, the Pip Cheerios?
It's coming home, I think, this year, Dan. I think it's definitely coming home this year. So, Germany on Tuesday, I think, at midday Eastern, so at Wembley Stadium. So, obviously, the Germans, everything there, 2 World Wars and 1 World Cup. But, they've beat us the last couple of penalty shootouts there in Italia 90. They beat us in the semi-final on penalties, and then in 96 as well, I think they beat England on penalties. So we shall see what happens on Tuesday, 10 a.m. In Costa Rica, England versus Germany, and see what happens. So fingers crossed.
And everyone remembers that great game in the 50s, the semifinal of the World Cup. What did you guys beat us, 1-0? That was like the best we ever did in the World Cup. Stupid.
Well, that's what we'll do as well.
Let's see, Seal. Are you done calling in your cheesesteak order, or you want to do that again? You want to?
No, I'm good.
All right. How are the fish? Can you compliment Jamie here on the brilliant, high-quality internet and camera that he's got there? He looks amazing.
I've never heard him so good. He sounds great.
I mean, like I said, he always looks good, but he's super crisp. All right, Seal, you can go back to calling and getting your driveway redone. We'll be back with you in a minute. But Jamie, I want to bring in as we were watching the highlights there in the first round, and let's kind of get back to where we're at in the second round right now. And it's all about a guy that you've been on, and if people can get these picks at scratchcaddy.com, you've been on top of stuff for a long time, and you've had multiple winners this year, and it's all about finding those guys anywhere between 50, 100, 150 to 1. This week, the guy we're going to focus on is at 140 to 1. I got him at 175 to 1. And I want to throw up the live leaderboard right now as we record here on a Friday afternoon at 4 Eastern at the Travelers. And the cut looks like it might be -3 because there's 85 players right now that are -2. But right there, as you go down at 5 under through 15 holes, he's got 7, 8, and 9 left on the front 9. I know he bogeyed a few holes back, but Maverick McNeely, 3 off the lead, Jamie. Let's talk about what this guy could possibly do this weekend, because 140 plus to 1, that's a nice chunk of change. Oh, did we lose Jamie's audio?
Yes, so Maverick McNeely was the guy who we put up this week, 145, 150 to 1. We sort of got him out. It was about 100 to 1 for the first round leader as well. There's a couple of shots shy of that. This course is a really interesting course. It's got it's a Pete Dye design, par 70. It's got bent grass and POA greens. They are predominantly POA greens, though. And the one thing with McNeely, he's born in California, lives over in Vegas. He always plays better on the POA greens. So if you go back and look at any of his performances, he came second there at Pebble Beach this year, behind Daniel Berger. The one thing with Pebble Beach, okay, it's a par 72 on the ocean, but it's a very short course. And this course that they're playing this week is less than 7,000 yards. The 3 previous courses that they've played, the Palmetto, the US Open, the USPGA, they're all over 7,500 yards. So it's a big with McNeely. You look into what he's done there, and obviously the second one on tour. But he said that he was really pleased with how he was mentally, that he just kept on attacking the golf course. And of course, this course that they're on this year, over at River Highlands this week, the Pete Dye design, was where Jim Furyk shot a 58. You do have to be, you do have to have birdies so as that you can go ahead and
people are on as well. That's where you're going to find some of these guys that are 100 to 1, 140 to 1, 200 to 1 that have great value, not just to win, but obviously top 5s, top 10s, top 20s. And I think that it's important for people that are just joining us for the first time that have not heard me talk about scratchcaddy.com. And I want to go and throw the site up here for the people. Jamie, it's something that you and I, talk about and can't talk about enough. When you look at what the research that you do and how you figure out, you mentioned the different kind of greens, the recent course form. I mean, this is something you've been working on for a long time, and it's why you've had a tremendous amount of success. Just explain to the people what goes into your process that have not heard you talk about this before, because this is why, people need to go to scratchcaddy.com and get the information you're putting out there, because yeah, you can try to do it on your own, but you've been doing this for a long time, and it's a lot of work, and you really help people, kind of zero in on the value bets out there.
Sure, exactly. So we always build out on a Friday afternoon about 5 o'clock Eastern. Course form and recent form, we always put up there for every single event. What I'll typically go ahead and do then is just look at the event, different event to last week or the week before or whatever. So obviously we've got the course form, got the recent form there. As I said before, this course is a real short course, 6,900 yards. I think 7,500 to 7,800 yards is what they've been playing on the last 3 weeks. That's a big change. That's 500-600 yards shorter than what they used to playing for the last month or so. Then also we've got, well, what's different about this event? It's the week after a major championship. How does the Dustin Johnson and the DeChambeau do the week after a major championship? Typically they won't play, but then you'll see a lot of guys as well that will have missed cuts everywhere. And then there are guys as well who'll see this as a chance, like a Maverick Manili or a Taylor Gooch who's up there right now, to really find a good spot they can get their first PGA Tour win.
Yep, that's what goes.
It's a lot of numbers on there, so I try and sort of color code it. So as your top 5s and the wins. All right, so I mean, basically, just looking for colors on any line, and and then hopefully it'll lead you to the player who hopefully. I mean, hey, listen, it doesn't work every single week. Carry on, Dan.
Yep. Yeah. So excellent information as there always is. So please check out scratchcaddy.com. All right, Jamie, we'll get back with you in a minute. Let's get to Sealy McNeely. All right, so you've gotten all the phone calls. You've loved Jamie's new internet. You wish Starsky Jr. a happy birthday. Now we got to talk about you and the reverse Sour Patch Kids. You love my Sour Patch Kid gifts that I send you. Seal is notorious for hitting tons of winners, but always hating it when he's hitting them because he's never believing they're going to get, done. Like, I'll give you an example. I think it was 2 nights ago. You had a play on the Red Sox Rays first 5 over. They scored 6 runs in, I think, the bottom of the first inning. So then you're like, the total's dead for the game. It's dead. And I'm like, believe in the Squatch. Stay calm, no reverse sour. And, of course, it goes over. And that's – I wonder, you're a maestro, you're the master. Why do you have to be so hard on yourself when all you do is win?
I like to make it a challenge. It's no fun. It's no fun winning easy.
Of course, it's definitely no fun winning easy, but we have a lot of fun with our text back and forth. You've been great at baseball for a long, long time, and you really have been dialed in. And of course, like we just said with Jamie, you're not going to always win, but we talked about this last week. I think the 3 nibbles you gave out, you all 3 nibbles won last week, and your clients are killing it. And as I always say on this show is about information and explaining to people why someone like Seal at sportshandicapper.com or Jamie at scratchcaddy.com, I'm not saying you have to use them, but why they're going to profit you money. And this is not something that's like unproven. You've done this for years. Jamie's done it for years. And I think it's important that if people want to try to do it on their own, that's fine. I mean, I don't always, take every pick that you and I talk about or that, a sharp friend of mine knows. I do stuff on my own as well. But having someone like you that has been doing this for a long time, as sour as you can be, which makes you even better, I think, Seal, tell people why it's an important thing where it's not like we're trying to say you got to go and sign up for, sportshandicapper.com. But do some people, especially the newer bettors, because, I'm in Michigan, we have all the apps with like 16 different betting apps. Are they not understanding that they're not going to win in the long run if they don't use someone like you or, find a way to actually have a system that shows them and gives them the advantage to win?
They probably don't realize it immediately, but over the long run, they'll realize it. I mean, that's just how it goes. A lot of people are gambling right now for the first time ever, like you said, with all the new apps and places that are legal in the States, but they'll find out soon enough it's a grind. And if people that think they're just going to do this part-time and just win, they'll see.
Oh, they'll see. All right. Well, and I think that it's important to, as I want to throw up your site here, sportshandicapper.com, that you and I have talked about this a lot, and it's one of these things where going along with that whole message of new gamblers and people that are trying to, I don't think a lot of people out there are trying to gamble to make a living, but, there are people out there that can do that if they're, on top of what they do for their job, and investments like an investment. That, it can come down, Seal, and you've mentioned this before, to 10 cents on a baseball line. Like if you're getting minus 110 instead of minus 120 on a game side, or if you're getting the over 9.5 is minus 106, and then all of a sudden it's minus 135. That not only does that not add up over the year, but it's a lot of money. I don't think people realize, you'll give out plays early in the day. You're up at 4:30 in the morning having eggs and cheesesteaks, and you're putting in your baseball plays. I don't think people realize that juice adds up over and over and over again. And if you take one of your plays in the morning at minus 115 and all of a sudden it's minus 160 by noon, you might still win that bet, but you're losing profit. If you lose, you're losing a ton of profit. So I think that people don't really realize that, Seal.
Well, a lot of people really don't realize it. But like I always say, pennies add up. A penny saved is a penny earned. Somebody famous said that. I forget who.
What are you, Ben Franklin?
I always think Abraham Lincoln said that, but you're right. It was Ben Franklin. He must have been a real cheap miser, Ben Franklin. I'll tell you.
No, he was a good penny saver. He was one of our great first investors. But no, that is a very true statement. And I want to throw up the inspin.com live lines right now. And I know you have tremendous amounts of nibbles today. So why don't you let the peeps know? By the way, I asked you this a few weeks ago, and I haven't even asked since. Is there any chance you're going to throw out an NBA game the rest of the year? I know you hate the NBA right now, but it is the conference finals. You gave out the last play you gave out, I think it was a month ago or 3 weeks ago, and it was the Suns, and it was a winner. So any chance we're going to see any? Because you're great at the NBA, you're just so tired, you're just so frustrated.
I think the NBA season's over for me, but catch me in the preseason next year.
All right, sounds good. All right, give the people some nibbles. We got a bunch of games. We got a couple that are starting right now. Some doubleheader stuff, and then a huge slate, of course, of Friday night games. Everybody's playing tonight. Hopefully, well, actually, you know what? We are probably going to get rained out here in Detroit. I don't know what you guys are like there in Philly. You know that we're supposed to have rain for the next 10 days? My dad and me were talking earlier. We've never seen anything like it. Literally every day it's like 70%, 80%. Today it's 100%. 10 straight days at least of rain.
Oh, that's not good.
That's going to wreak havoc with the baseball schedule.
Well, I guess Houston Astros won't win a game tonight because I guess they'll get rained out. The only thing that stop them is the weather. Because
as far as I can see, it's going to be raining here. I'll tell you. I'll give you the up to the second Squatch weather update. There's a little window between 6 and 7, but it's going to be raining pretty heavy until forever for like the next. Look at this. Here, let me throw this up there. This is my live weather app. Look at that. That's every day rain. Every day for the next 10 days. So I don't think they're playing tonight.
I guess they won't play tonight, but are you leaving Detroit yet for Sunday, or are you staying? The Tigers.
The Tigers, I think, are this is a 7-game homestand. I believe they are going to be on the road. Let's see. I know that today, tomorrow, and Sunday, the Astros are in town, obviously, and then they would leave I'm pretty sure they're on the road in Cleveland, and Cleveland's supposed to have rain too on Monday.
Well, the way Houston's playing, that saved Detroit 3 losses. That's good for them.
Yeah, okay, well, there you go. All right, what do we got going on with some nibbles tonight?
Nibbles.
Give me some nibbles and kibbles.
Well, a little nibble in Toronto, Baltimore over, which is tough to do with going over 10.5 with Baltimore since they kind of never hit. But
they haven't scored some runs though. Did they score like 12 runs the other day?
Yeah, that was a while ago. They scored 0 yesterday.
Yeah. Well, 3 days is not a while ago.
But I like over in that game. I'm not impressed. Totally impressed with the rookie for Toronto. Even though he got thrown behind Maikel Franco his last start against Baltimore, but he was already done anyway. They already hit him up. They lit him up already, and we all know how Matt Harvey is. This might be his start. If he gets bombed again, you might see him in a different uniform soon.
The Dark Knight. By the way, you see the Instant.com line right there, over 10.5 minus 115, 75% of the money on the over. So you're okay with the people out there laying the 115?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Absolutely.
All right. Continue. I know you have a couple more nibbles.
I'm gonna nibble on a pitcher I like that hasn't had many stars this year, but I always liked him when he was with the Padres, the Friars. We're gonna stick with Cleveland plus the 1.5 runs, just in case.
By the way, can you tell your dog to stop growling? I'd appreciate it.
He's not growling. That's snoring. He's snoring.
All right, so we got the Cleveland Indians. You said plus 1.5.
Yes.
All right, so you're a fan of Quantrill?
Yes, I am, and I'm not a fan of the Minnesota bullpen, which will pitch the entire game.
See, I gotta tell you, I love you. You got phone calls at the start of the show. You got dogs that are snoring. What else? Wait, can we get a livers and onions TikTok? What else do we got going on today?
He can snore. I'll tell you that.
All right, and then I know there was wasn't there one more late night nibble, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, I'm gonna even though the Dodgers got no hit by 4 pitchers last night.
Right.
Another run line game. I'm gonna stick with the Cubs tonight again. Even though I cannot stand Jake Arrieta. Absolutely.
I like Jake Arrieta. What's wrong with Arrieta? He's pretty good.
He stinks. But I'm gonna take 1.5 runs with Jake Arrieta. I think he can help hold him in the game long enough. I think the guy for the Dodgers is pitching hurt. I don't even think this game is going to be a bet because I think they're going to scratch this guy before the game.
Really? You think they're going to scratch Gonsolin?
Something's wrong with his shoulder, and they're trying to nurse him through, and there's something wrong with him.
All right. By the way, I meant to say one thing that I wanted to throw out there is that when you look at these plays, and I mentioned this earlier, that you've got to get in on some of the stuff early, and that's where if you go to sportshandicapper.com, you can get seal your plays. You're up at 4:30 in the morning sometimes. By the way, we have a great question from the Maestro Starsky. He wants me to ask you about spin rate on pitchers and all the great research you've done on that.
A lot of people are talking about spin rate, but some of these pitchers are still pitching good. I know a couple guys are down a little bit, like Garrett Cole and Brower for the Dodgers, but they're still holding their own. It's not like they're getting bombed, but we'll see. Obviously these guys have been cheating, but these guys have been cheating for a long time, so we got to see. Pitcher for Milwaukee today, he's got the hardest spin rate in baseball. Corbin Burns. So he looked pretty good in the city.
I know you spend hours on the spin rate stuff. You got to make sure.
Everybody loves talking about spin rates. They love
the spin rate.
There'll be something new in the next couple of years. Don't worry. The exit velocity. You got the launch angle. I love all this stuff. Launch angle and exit velocity. You can't watch a baseball now without seeing a guy hits a home run. They give you the launch angle and exit velocity within 2 seconds after the ball went over the fence. I love it.
It's everywhere. All right. Stick around. We can bring Jamie back in here for a minute, and then we'll get things going. Jamie, are you a big fan of the spin? Are you a big fan of the spin rate as well? I know you're a pretty big spin rate guy. Oh. Oh, I think we got a little delay there.
Can I say one other thing?
Yes, you can, because I think Jamie's a little we're a little delayed on Jamie's camera.
My favorite golfer is, well, you said 3 shots off the lead, Maverick McSeely.
Yeah, Maverick McSeely. He's your guy.
That's my favorite golfer. I don't know why, but I love the name. Greatest name in sports, Maverick McSeely.
Maverick Mick. So listen, right now I'm going to give the live update. He's -5 through 16 holes. He's got 2 left, and the lead right now is at -8. So we're going to have some excitement over the weekend, that's for sure.
I'm right there.
Excitement over with Maverick McSeely. McSeely. All right, let me try Jamie one more time here. I know we got the brand new high-speed internet, so we're still a work in progress. All right, Jamie, we back? We back good here? Yes, no, maybe? Maybe?
Spin
yes,
rate.
no, maybe? Spin rate. Spin rate! Give me some spin rate. Oh, we lost Jamie. Seal, we lost him. We were doing so well.
That's because you chirped too early, just like all the games.
I know.
You chirped too early before it's over, and we lost them.
Yeah, but Seal, how many times have I chirped too early and won us games that you thought were dead? Like way more.
The only time I'll ever chirp is when ESPN calls the game final.
True. All right, well, Jamie also was on a couple other guys. Unfortunately, they're not doing great. I mean, we got to give you the full story. We're not just going to tell you the one guy that's doing well. But, Jamie's done very, very, very well, throughout the last several years. He was on Keegan Bradley. I think he's possibly going to make the cut. Charlie Hoffman, Molinari, and Long. But it's all about finding that one winner. If McNeely gets the job done, that's $140 to $170 to 1. Or that's sorry, not a buck. 140 to 170 to 1. That'd be nice. Seal, be a lot of cheesesteaks, a lot of sushi for me. We could buy livers and onions, a plane, and we could pay off your son, Minnie Seal's Trump debt from the election that he never should have bet on. All right. By the way, nice hat, by the way. Where is Mrs. Seal? Where's my girl, Mrs. Seal?
I think she's sleeping. We have had COVID throughout the whole household all week. So,
what do you mean you had COVID?
Oh, we all been sick, so we just assume we had COVID, but we don't know.
Oh, stop it!
We didn't get vaccinated, so we've been all sick. The whole house is. It's a COVID convention over here. COVID.
All right. All right. Before we go, any last nibbles you'd like to throw out there for the evening? Big slate of Major League Baseball tonight. I know you're not going to do any NBA.
Yeah, actually, I went to the woodshed and laid a big favorite, which I usually don't do. I backed a team that never wins anymore, the St. Louis Cardinals, which is
they win every now and then. They didn't beat the Tigers, that's for sure.
They haven't been playing very well lately, but I backed.
Yeah, Pittsburgh sucks.
Nah, they've been playing. They've been hitting a little bit lately for them, but I like the pitching matchup, so I bet the Cardinals. Big slate tonight for me.
All right, I got a big slate. Let's get it done. All right, Seal, great stuff as always by you. Please check out sportshandicapper.com. Jamie's site at scratchcaddy.com. And for the most part, the internet was working great in the brand new Starsky office for our man Jamie. So that's going to be great going forward. And we will see the debut of Sideburns and Starsky hopefully soon on the SportSedge. I know it's going to be very anticipated, Seal. A lot of excitement. There's a lot of I know they're catering the occasion, and there's going to be a live audience. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
And live entertainment, I heard. Live entertainment.
Yeah, and by the way, it's Starsky Jr.'s 18th birthday today, which is insane. I met him. This is the Maestro Starsky's son. I met him when I think he was 2. He doesn't remember meeting me, but now he's 18. And your daughter's going to college. She's going to DeVry Tech, right? She's going to do that engineering program at DeVry Tech.
Where'd she go? She go to Temple.
I know. She's an owl. Just don't tell her Bill Cosby went there. John Chaney, that's all that matters.
He just died. John Chaney just died.
I know, but he was a legend.
He was a legend. The funny thing about him, he looked like an owl. Didn't he?
He did look like an owl.
He actually looked like an owl. It's very bizarre.
He embodied the mascot.
Yeah, he really looked like an owl. For some reason, I looked at him and said, he looks like an owl. He might be grumpier than me, John Chaney.
I think he is. That's a very astute analysis by you. You look like an owl.
And I also like when he went after John Calipari, didn't he? When he was at UMass,
Yeah.
did he correct him?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a famous.
fun.
How about the press conferences? They were great.
Oh, they're really good. They're really, yeah, John Shady was good. They haven't been that good since. I got news for you. Fran Dunphy
All right,
never
so
been there.
I got 2 favors for you. Next week, no phone calls at the start of the show. Maybe a little higher up in your chair, and no dog story. I'm not asking for much, but people like to see you in your natural setting, so maybe they're enjoying this.
This is what you get.
Yeah.
You don't like that snoring? You don't like that snoring? Just listen for 1 second.
What you there it is. It sounds like he's sawing logs. What you see is what you get. All right, Seal, great job by you. Great stuff by JB as always. Please check out scratchcaddy.com for JB and also sportshandicapper.com for Sealy McNeely. Sealy, weekend plans? Any driveways getting paved? More fish to buy? What are we doing?
Nah, nothing is. I got no plans. Just baseball.
All right, well, I'll reverse sour all the games you think are dead and win us some more money. And we will join you next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. Always appreciate it, Seal. Great stuff by you. Thanks to Jamie again. For Jamie and Seal, I'm Dan Leach, the Squatch. We will see you next week. Bet smart, bet well. Check out scratchcaddy.com and sportshandicapper.com to win some more money. Until then, this has been the Sports Edge powered by inspin.com and inspin.com's great network of handicappers. We'll see you next time. Until then, believe in the dream. Peace.